What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about Nio. I want to go over some of the current data points as well as the two big catalysts coming out this week. So I'm going to go over all the things that you need to know, but first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And with that, let's get right to it. So Nio on Friday did go down 0.19%, very volatile day, but the second part of the day you did see a very nice rebound, and that kind of was mimicked across the board with a lot of other growth stocks. But the only big thing and the big difference between Nio and many other growth stocks in the EV sector is Nio actually has two big catalysts coming out this week, one of which potentially could come out tomorrow, and that is May numbers. So similar to what happened in April, you saw a lot of new analyst ratings coming in as a byproduct of that. So these are some of the latest ratings that has come out. So there was a new one that came out yesterday, $10 price target, Morgan Stanley, Tim, who has a 25% success rating, so not the best, but then again, analysts that do cover EVs, their ratings generally suck. But beside the point though, there was at least 3 ratings that came out because of April numbers. So in reality, that could happen this time around. I think there's a lot of optimism associated to that. So a couple of ratings that came out at that time, $4.10, $5 and $4. But keep in mind, the price was at like $3.50 and change, if I remember, or kind of the mid threes. So yeah, I think that's generally a good thing. So this time around, if they do hit another home run on their numbers, then in reality, you'll see a lot more similar to what just came out yesterday, $10 and plus. So back to double digits. And while I'm actually on Interactive Brokers, I'll go over some data points. So latest Morningstar report still does show, and it came out mid last week, does show the fair market value being $9.10. So I don't think there's been any change since the last report, but again, I just wanted to bring this up. So that is catalyst number 1. Second catalyst is earnings. So as you can kind of see right here, earnings is slated for the 6th pre-market. So again, right around the corner. That could be a very positive thing. This is the estimates right now, negative 39 cents, and that is based on right here for analysts. And then aside from that, you do have this right here, 1.44 billion for revenue, and that is based on 5 analysts. And technically, the revenue is a little bit lower on a year-over-year basis, but in reality, Nio does typically exceed analyst expectations for revenue, so it's fair to assume that there will be positive year-over-year growth. That's just my own estimates, of course, but it is going to be future guidance. That's what the market does care when it comes down to a lot of growth plays. So that, in reality, is going to be the catalyst number 2. So earnings right around the corner. If you want me to live stream that as well, I can definitely do so. I think that's Wednesday, if I remember correctly, Thursday. So yeah, if you want me to live stream that, I can definitely do so. But I do feel that, especially with Nio and the price point it's at right now, like the expectations for Nio are so low that they pretty much can easily exceed them, causing a nice bump up in the stock price. That's just my interpretation. Of course, you guys do your own due diligence and all the other fun jazz. So catalyst number 1 should be coming out tomorrow, and then the second one will be on Thursday. But with all that said, I'm going to go over some of the data points and what it's looking like going into this upcoming week. Starting off with shorts. On Friday, shorts increased 596,000 shares, 12.25% of the free float is being shorted, 159.51 million shares overall are being shorted, utilization 75.46, cost to borrow average 1.22, and this is actually the first time I've seen it occur with Nio. Typically it has happened in the past with SoFi, Lucid, Rivian, and a couple other spec plays, but cost to borrow minimum is negative. That does insinuate that there is a broker out there physically paying people to short Nio. So something to kind of keep in mind. And over this last little bit, shorts have returned quite a lot. So it went from around 13.41% to where we are now. But if their numbers, like I said, the two catalysts are coming out, let's say for worst case scenario, they don't come in line with expectations, you are going to probably see shorts double down because of that cost to borrow minimum, because yeah, brokers out there are making it very, very easy to short Nio and whatever else. So let me know your thoughts on that. Options wise, 3.9 million in calls, 2.33 million in puts. Sentiment wise, that did occur on Friday, was 55% optimistic and bullish. So I see that as a very positive thing. Looking at the call options that were purchased, though, you do see a consensus for it to be above roughly between that 6 to 650 for this upcoming week, most likely correlated with the two catalysts, probably more so I guess their earnings, but still very optimistic. And then looking at puts on the flip side, though you do see a consensus for it to be below $5. So in my opinion, the risk versus reward is still very much in favor of a lot more upside than downside. And that's been the common occurrence over this last little bit, ever since Nio was around, I think, mid fours. Like the risk versus reward based on options at least was more upside. So definitely something to keep in mind. These are some of the transactions that did occur on Friday, even on Thursday. So last couple of trading days, a little bit more popular. So somewhat FOMO kicking in, if that makes sense. And that's also what aided in it recovering very well on Friday after, or the second part of the day. These are some of the transactions that did occur on the dark pool. Dark pool is often enough linked to shorting and just larger institutions. So it's been very active. So 4.49 million, 1.67, 1.3, and quite a lot, as you can kind of see in general. So yeah, very, very active. A lot of institutions are finally paying attention to Nio. And it's kind of long past due if you think about it. But as of right now, with it at $5.39, it is trading between this R2 and this R3. So $5.10 will be that next strong support. And then vice versa, $5.55, which kind of bounced off of that as the high on Friday. That's going to be the next strong resistance slash target. And just to give you a good overview, looking at the 1 week, this is more broader points. So you do have 508 as a very strong support, and then vice versa 724. So in reality, assuming everything goes good this week, you could see more closer to the S1 right here. So once again, let me know your thoughts on that. On the actual chart itself, it is flirting with that 100-day moving average right now. So it's kind of just wedge bound between that central Bollinger Band and that 100-day moving average. You do see another very bullish deviation starting to form. So white line above the red as well. It is at 33, so kind of arguably oversold as well. So if there's good pieces of news specific to Nio, you could see a rush of value investors kind of causing a further escalation in the stock price. And number of retail investors have been buying the Nio dip ever since, it looks like, on the 24th. So have you been in this group buying Nio over this last little bit, or have you been selling? What have you been doing? Like I said, I still have my two positions, 650 with Interactive Brokers and then 430 something in Wealthsimple. So I'm pretty happy with my position. If it does, for whatever reason, dip back into the fours, that's probably where I'll dabble a little bit more. But I've been pretty happy with what I've been doing with Nio, which is just options. So selling covered calls and also selling puts on occasion. So definitely take advantage of options. If you guys don't know them, just research it. It can be very, very beneficial and kind of pays you a dividend essentially, if you want to kind of convert it like that, but it's still very profitable. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on a prediction for this week. Do you think we're going to be in the 650 or in excess of 650, or do you think we're going to be sub 5? What's your viewpoint? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And one final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock could be valued up to $2,000. So that is a kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.